Hey, what is up everybody, Blades here, and today for you guys another video of Persona 5X. In today's video guys, we're going to be going ahead and doing Turbo's unit review, seeing she's next up in line, which we're actually coming very close to being done with the unit review series. Hopefully y'all have been enjoying it thus far. We're most likely going to end up stopping the second we get to Yukari, and then I'll have my normal unit reviews once of course the different characters like Akihiko and them actually come out as well. So hopefully y'all have been enjoying it so far, and we're gonna go ahead and get straight into the video. Now Turbo is a character that quite literally is pretty awesome as well, and is an absolute speed demon literally. This character, based on the amount of speed that she has, the better she'll end up being, including with her buffs and more. Now she may be at least a physical buffer here, but don't let that fool you. In fact, this character can be used on the majority of different teams as long as you do need pin inside of at least the character. She ends up offering a ton of different options like that, so with that all in mind, she's definitely a top tier buffer. But of course, this is going to go back into at least the awarenesses as well, which we're going to go ahead and go over those first. So at least taking into account with the awarenesses, the one thing I do have to say about at least her is she can be utilized at A0. Her most worth it one is going to be her A1, and even before her A6, her A2 is just as good. Both of these really do help you out immensely, especially when it comes down to at least utilizing the character to a high degree, making the at least A1 allowing you to do more with at least the amount of speed that she has. Based on a certain amount of speed that she actually ends up starting with here, she's also able to get additional effects off of her skills, such as like Vortex Strangle is now increasing her own crit damage by 50%, Overlord at least acceleration is now increasing the shield she gives by 30% and increasing all allies defense by 30%, and then Roaring Engine now increasing an additional 10% of pin. This is just all from the A1, which is absolutely worth it, seeing that you can get her speed even higher, allowing you to really take advantage over those extra little buffs. Now her A2 is also really good as well, which is one of the reasons I kind of want to mention it in this video. The A1 is valued the most, the A2 is actually valued even more so. Reasoning for this because not only are you getting those little additional effects that I said beforehand, but now at level 1 of Rapid Wheel, you're getting an increase of 20% crit damage. Level 2 of Rapid Wheel, you're getting an increase of all allies with damage dealt by 20%. And in level 3 of it, you're now getting an attack percent increase as well by 20%, which is absolutely amazing to see. Both of these awarenesses add so much and really can make the character absolutely amazing. Now she is a standard character, so eventually getting these are gonna happen, but she's one of the newer ones, so surely do take that with a grain of salt. Now, of course, if you were like me at the beginning here who only had her at A0, she's still absolutely amazing. The only thing that's going to be a little bit of a bummer is you are going to be missing out on some of those buffs, or at least the additional buffs here, which she does of course have if you are utilizing that as well. Now, one thing I do have to say, this character is still great at A0. She does quite a lot at A0 even that. In fact, just by having her this at the start of the battle, she will gain 90 km speed here, which this is going to be the main deal for her. The more km speed that she has, the more additional different buffs that you'll get. As each ally's turn does go by, she actually increases her speed by 4 km hour, and for every 10 speed that's over 100, she will additionally increase her speed even more so, which will take into part at least her entire kit. By doing this at the start of Turbo's turn, she's then able to use Quantum Transmission. This is kind of like a little bit of a mask that you see on some of the other characters here, but what this does is if you have that 120 km speed, it gives you extra turn energy. By doing so, you get an extra turn, and this allows you to have a little bit of an extra cooldown as well. Doing such, you'll be able to actually reach certain amounts of speed, and this accumulated speed will then give you these level ups. Kind of the main ordeal. The faster you go, the higher your at least level ups are going to be. By getting these actual level ups, Rapid Wheel will then have at least a 5% buff that's given to all allies, a 10% buff that given all to allies, or a 15% pin buff that gives all allies. All of these are absolutely nice for pin buffs here, but of course the faster you go, the better the buff will be. So pretty much all you gotta know. The more speed you have, the better the buffs will be. It's pretty simple for the A0, absolutely amazing to start off with, and the buffs that she really can give with at least all of her skills are absolutely worth it. But if you can manage to get A0 or at least A1 or A2, you're definitely gonna have more of a fun time, seeing she gets even more buffs based on her speed that she has, and additionally can get this speed even faster. Alright, so now that we talked about the awarenesses here, let's go ahead and talk about at least her skills. The good part about this character is there are no downsides about her. You actually want to utilize all of her skills fairly equally, because at this point in time, she utilizes them all, whether it's either with her extra turn, her skill 2, her skill 3, or even her skill 1. Every last one of these skills, you're actually going to be able to perform all of them within at least 2 turns here, being the skill 1 getting performed at least on the first turn, and then the extra turn and the skill 2 and skill 3 can actually be performed all on the second turn. This is all because you have the second turn mechanic, or the extra turn mechanic, much like Joker here, but in buffer form. You're able to pretty much buff up as much as possible, especially with this character in a team, and it really does come in handy. So if you wanted to go ahead and have a little bit of a priority to at least which you want to upgrade first, I would recommend the skill 3. Run engine's really the main thing that you want to look for, because it gives you that pin rate, it gives you that attack percent, and it increases the pin rate that you get based on your speed inside of the extra turn function. Granted, this is probably her best one for at least the buffing type of deal, going into the skill 1 being the other one. At the end of the day, the skill 1 is going to need to be used all the time, especially no matter how many dupes you have. Skill 1 is always going to be used. So besides the skill 3, skill 1 is going to be your best friend at the time. You do a little bit of physical damage, but according to this as well, you increase your damage dealt by 9%, and then for every 10 speed additionally, you get more damage dealt. Alongside of this, of course, if you are in the extra turn, at least extra turn status, which you won't really be using this skill for the extra turn, but if you're in here, it can always crit. As for Overload Acceleration, this is going to be another one of the skills that you use in your extra turn. This increases your attack, and for every speed that's over it, increases the attack by a certain percent more so, and it also can increase your defense. So it's more of like a sustainability type move as well, while giving you those amazing buffs that you're looking forward to. And then of course, if you are given the extra turn, which you always will have for this skill, you will then get a shield for 2 whole turns as well. So you can see where this character really shines. She's going to give you as many buffs as possible, while also keeping you a little bit sustained so your DPS can deal as much damage as possible. It's quite awesome and remarkable that we actually have a standard unit doing this type of stuff, and seeing standard units being this meta chasing or this meta type amount inside of the game is actually really good to see, because it doesn't make you feel too pressured on at least only summoning for limiteds. In fact, getting these standards are actually pretty dang nice, especially if you can just go ahead and summon on the standard banner, have your standard tickets ready, which we do get a decent bit of, and be able to get the character later down the line. I would say the character is absolutely amazing with a crazy kit, but as always, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the weapon. Now the weapon for this character I would say is a mandatory thing. The main reason I say this is straight up a mandatory thing here is because it provides speed. Unlike the 4-star weapon here, where I don't find it too worth, the only thing that you get for the 4-star weapon is the attack bonus and the damage bonus after you activate Rapid Wheel. So Rapid Wheel is always going to be activated anyway, so that's going to be just a common thing with both the 4-star and the 5-star. The thing that really deviates the 4-star and the 5-star the most is the fact that the 5-star itself is giving you those speed marks that you need. The more speed on this, the better you're going to be, and you want to make sure if you're hitting the best benchmark for at least this character that you have 196 speed. Now the speed can only be obtained if you do have this 5-star weapon, so seeing that she's a standard character and this is a standard weapon, getting it could be a little bit easier than you think. I would definitely suggest you guys to go for this weapon. It's very much so worth it, because based on all the speed that's over, you're also getting an attack boost, a damage boost, and then for every persona skill that's used whenever you're over 40 kilometers an hour, she's able to then increase your damage bonus by 3.4%. This will also go up to 17%, and it can last for 2 whole turns. So not only do you have the buffs that she has from her skills, but then you have a crazy buff that's also offered from the 5-star weapon. This is definitely something I find that is very worth it, so I would suggest a lot of you get it. But now we went over the weapon here, let's go ahead and actually showcase what she can do inside of battle. Now this character you can run with a fair amount of different units here. I like to run her at least with Makoto every so often, but really if you wanted to just run the character in general, you can run it with anyone. In fact, she's absolutely amazing to use with Mesa. She can be used with Skull. She can even be used with Makoto, Yuki, and other units like that. So surely do keep that in mind. So first things first here, her ultimate looks something like this here, and by using the ultimate, she is getting all allies a little bit of an increase. Now that was a little bit quick here, so of course I'm going to redo that with at least Cord's ult, and we'll be able to see it a little bit slower for you guys. But the skill 1 looks something like this. When you use the skill 1, it slams a little bit of a flag and gives everyone a buff. As I did say, we're going to go ahead and use Cord's buff here to actually re-look at that ultimate, because I did see that it was an X3, which was by mistake here, but I want you guys to really take a good look at least at its ult. So swings a little bit of a flag, does that right there, and it actually allows you to get a decent buff out of it. Pretty nice, pretty awesome to see, but it's pretty much just that. Now we're going to go ahead and guard up so we can actually show off at least our extra turn mechanic and show you guys exactly what that does. Now when it's her turn, or at least when she has the speed marker that you guys are looking for, this mask is going to pop up. This mask is her turbo mode, and this is going to be something that you guys really want to utilize. By doing so, she now has an extra turn and can trigger all of her other skills at hand. Now you would end up using the skill 2, which looks something like this, and then you're able to take another turn and then use the skill 3, which looks something like this. All of these are all different types of buffs, and it can really make your DPS deal some crazy damage depending on the least who it is. For example, we can have all of these nice old buffs and then proceed to do some scary damage in the long run. But that's pretty much it when it does come down to this character. Surprisingly enough, since the extra turn is there, she kind of got through her skill showcase very quickly, and I feel like this character is awesome. As at least a standard character, she's absolutely amazing. I feel like a lot of you guys who are going to end up playing are definitely going to use her quite a lot. I really enjoyed this character, and after seeing her for like just weeks on weeks that she was actually shown a little bit early, I was really awaiting for her release. So it was pretty dang cool to see her finally in the game. But you guys let me know what you think about her as well in the comment section. But for now, hopefully y'all enjoyed the video. Leave a like and also hit that subscribe button. It really does help me out quite a lot. Until next time, everybody, peace out.